He had no home, no address, no fixed location, but he had just hacked into one of the most powerful news organizations on Earth, and he did it from a coffee shop. In this real story, we're going to uncover what really happened to a man who lived between the cracks of society. Adrian Lamo was different from the beginning. Born in 1981 inches Boston, he grew up moving from city to city. His parents were nomads in a way, and Adrian inherited that restlessness. By his late teens, Adrian had discovered computers, not just how to use them, how to break them. He didn't have his own laptop. He didn't have a stable home. He did his hacking from libraries, coffee shops, abandoned buildings. People in the hacker community started calling him something: the homeless hacker. In 2002, Adrian did something that shocked the world. He hacked into the New York Times, not just browsing around. He added himself to their internal expert database, listed alongside Nobel Prize winners and former presidents. He did it from an internet cafe, wearing the same worn-out clothes he'd been in for days. And when he was done, he called the New York Times and told them what he did. He wasn't trying to steal money. He wasn't trying to destroy anything. He just wanted someone to know he could. That was Adrian Lamo, a ghost in the system, always watching, always moving. But the New York Times was just the beginning. Before the Times, Adrian had already broken into Microsoft, Yahoo, WorldCom, MCI, networks that were supposed to be untouchable. Every time he told the company what he found, sometimes they thanked him, sometimes they called the FBI. In 2003, the Department of Justice came for him. He was charged with computer fraud, and he did something that almost no hacker ever does. He pleaded guilty. He served no prison time, just 6 months of house arrest and probation. Not exactly easy when you have no house. After that, Adrian faded from the headlines. He drifted, state to state, friend's couch to abandoned building. But something was still going on inside him, something that hadn't settled. And then, in 2010, a message appeared in his inbox. It was from a young U.S. Army intelligence analyst, a private named Bradley Manning, later known as Chelsea Manning. Manning had been leaking classified military documents, hundreds of thousands of them, and for some reason, Manning chose Adrian to confide in. But something felt off. Why would a wanted leaker reach out to a former criminal hacker? What did Manning actually want from Adrian? And what was Adrian going to do with that information? No one expected what happened next. The man who spent years breaking into systems the government couldn't protect. The man who lived on the street and outfoxed corporations worth billions. The man the hacker community treated like a legend. He turned Chelsea Manning in. He contacted federal investigators. He handed over the chat logs. He cooperated fully. Manning was arrested, sentenced to 35 years in prison. Though later pardoned by President Obama, the hacker world turned on Adrian overnight. They called him a traitor, a snitch, a government informant who had betrayed one of their own. Adrian said he did it because Manning's leaks could get soldiers killed, that he had no choice. But people didn't believe him, or they didn't care. His reputation gone overnight. Adrian Lamo spent the rest of his life in the shadows. He continued drifting. No stable address, no real community. He gave occasional interviews, tried to explain his choices. But the hacker world had made up its mind. In March 2018, Adrian Lamo was found dead in a Kansas apartment. He was 37 years old. The cause of death was later confirmed as a drug overdose, most likely an accidental fentanyl poisoning. He died largely alone, with very few people left who had anything kind to say about him. A broken man who made one decision that defined him forever? The truth is, probably all three. He was a ghost who moved through the most powerful systems in the world, and in the end, the system moved right through him.